People say to me all the time, like, why spend the money if they're not going to remember it? Yeah, but you will. Like, you're going to remember it. You're going
Mhm.
to remember the face they made when they saw something cool for the first time.
Step right up, folks. You're now entering It's a Circus, where parenting isn't always a show stopping act, but it's certainly entertaining. I'm your host, Elsa, here to prove that no one really knows what they're doing, and that's perfectly fine. Let's have some real conversations, peel back the layers, and remind you that you're never alone in the madness. Let's get the show rolling. I am so thrilled to have this next guest on. She is fantastic, and one of the things that I love having guests on is when I ask the question about have you always wanted to be a mother? And I get a variety of answers, and truly, there is no right or wrong answer. And you will hear this, and I love it because it kind of gave me chills, and I think this is the essence of her entire conversation is that she is just strongly rooted in the role as mother, and I absolutely love it. I find it so inspiring and absolutely stunningly gorgeous. As she is, we have a lot of great tips around travel, and she has some really funny stories. I know that you will find a lot of inspiration from what she has to share. So let's get into her bio. Casey is a wife, mom, and travel advisor who truly loves motherhood. Casey is mom to two kids, ages 9 and 7, and she'll be the first to tell you that being a mom is her favorite role in life. She's also a proud husband's girl who finds so much joy in creating lasting memories with her family, especially through travel. What started as a passion for planning her own family trips turned into Vacation Bells Travel, where Casey helps other families make those same core memories together without the stress of planning every detail. Whether it's a Disney getaway, a beach escape, or a once in a lifetime adventure, Casey believes travel has a way of bringing families closer and creating stories they'll tell for years to come. I'm so excited for you to hear her heart for motherhood, her approach for family travel, and the beautiful balance she's found between being a mom, wife, and business owner. Hello and welcome to It's a Circus
Hi.
Podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh, of course. And I would love to kick it off with your mamahood stats. So, your kiddos, how long have you been a mom for? And have you always wanted
Oh,
to be a
okay.
mother?
Yes. I have two
Yeah.
kids, a 9-year-old daughter and a six, almost 7-year-old son.
Mm.
Um, I have always wanted to be a mom since I knew what a mom was, since I was like 2 or 3, probably. My nickname in 5th grade was Little Mother.
Stop.
There was a child that fell on the playground, a kindergartner. I was in 5th grade, and all the girls crowded around him, and I pushed them out of the way, and I just picked him up and carried him to the bathroom. I had no idea who he was, and everyone was like, "What are you doing? Like, this is what you do. You take care of this child." It was a deep ingrained thing, I guess. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it's so interesting because I start that conversation or I start with that question all the time. And there has been minimum people that have said, "Oh, it's always been." And
Oh,
you are one of
really?
them. So, yeah, it's really interesting. So, I love it. Okay, so mom for
Mom
9
for 9
years.
years.
You're
Yeah.
way ahead of me. I just it looks like a dream. You make it look like a dream. Um Tell me about kind of your route into motherhood. Was this something that was planned? Was this a surprise? How did you decide, okay, now's the time? Or how did you kind of enter that portal?
So I was in PT school. I was getting my doctorate, and
Hmm.
Alex and I got married pretty young. He was 21, I was 25. So we were babies. He was still in college. I was in grad school, and I always knew I wanted to be a mom. That was important to me, but I felt irresponsible to do it while I was in school. And then I don't know, I very weirdly I had a conversation. I worked at the hospital at the time. One of my friends was a nurse. Her husband called. I was friends with him. And he was like, "When are you going to have a baby?" Because he was at my wedding. And I was like, "I'm in school. I can't. It's not a good time." And he said, "If no one has told you, it's never a good time. So just go ahead and do it.
Mm-hmm.
And literally that day I was like, I'm ready. Let's have this. Let's have this baby. So I was like 2 months pregnant with Sadie. Yeah.
Wow.
And I had her at this like perfect time in school. I had like a 4 month break. So I got to be home with her for 4 months. And then
Oh my gosh.
my mom, my dad, and my mother-in-law all took turns watching her while I was doing my year-long clinicals for PT school. And I wouldn't have made it through without them because I cried every single day on the way to the
Oh
clinicals,
my
like leaving
gosh.
her. And but they every single one of them brought her to me to lunch every single day, wherever I was. One of my clinicals was in St. Pete, and they drove over the Skyway every day to bring her to me so that I could see her at lunch, or I wouldn't have made it.
Oh my
Yeah,
God. That is such a
yeah,
beautiful story.
yeah.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Okay, so slow down because I need to unpack
Okay,
this a little bit. First off, are
I
you a
am. Yeah.
doctor? Stop it. Okay, fun fact and really amazing. Secondly, you didn't want to do it anymore? Or like
Yeah,
what
so
happened?
technically I still am a physical therapist. I work 1 day every
Yes.
2 weeks at the hospital still.
Oh,
Yeah.
you are? Stop. Okay,
Yeah, I work in
amazing.
acute care, so I see patients in the hospital. I usually see open heart patients. So after they've had surgery, I get them out
Wow.
of bed and moving so they, recover quicker. But I only do that once every 2 weeks. It gave me the opportunity to work very part-time while I was raising my kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I realized even that I had been working 2 and 3 days a week. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, this is still too much. I want to be at all the things. I want to be at school. I want to take them to school. I want to be home with
Mm,
the kids. So then I got into
right.
this so I could be home with them more. And this is travel's where my passion is. Like, this
Mm-hmm.
is, I'm much happier doing this. I love my patients. I do like making a difference there,
Mm.
but I like showing my kids new experiences and helping other people do that too. So.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm freaking out and this is so exciting. Um okay, amazing. And I want to get into that piece of your world and your business and all of that, but I do want to kind of start from the beginning with Sadie. So, when did you how was pregnancy for you? And how old were you when you
I
had
was
her?
27 when I had her.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
Okay.
Pregnancy with her was pretty easy. I had like minimal
Mhm.
sickness. Um,
Mhm.
I have very quick labors. Just like came right out. Alex almost missed it.
Mhm.
You know, she was so easy, easiest baby in the world. Um,
Oh,
like
stop.
literally just, I mean, she's the easiest kid now. She's an angel.
Yeah.
She's like the best. My pregnancy with Jay was much harder.
Okay. So 27 and dude, married, doing the thing, rocking and a rolling, have baby. And was this your last year um in training
Yes, so
or
I
was
had her
this
and she
okay.
her birthday's in April and I graduated the following May. So she was a year old when I graduated.
Okay. So how was birth? Sounds like it was fine.
Yeah, I wanted her to come out. So I had read, no, Alex had read that you could take castor oil to speed up.
Oh, okay. Tell me this. I'm dying to know like firsthand experience because I've
Okay, so
only
I
heard
did take it. He
via
went to the store
stories.
because we were just sitting around. We were like, come on, like we want to see you. So
Yeah.
he went to the store, got some. This is actually a really funny story. Okay, so and I was like, I'm not taking it unless you take it too.
Oh my God, stop
So he
it.
was like, okay. So we mixed it in some orange juice. We each drank it. And like nothing happened. So TMI, but it like clears out your digestive system. So I was just going to the bathroom a lot and I was like, is this it? But then I was laying on the couch and I physically felt a pop, pop, pop. And I was like, something popped
Mm.
inside my body. And Alex was like, it's probably your water. Stand up. And I stood up and I was like, yep, yep, it's my water. It's time to go. And so he decides now's a great
Wow.
time to do dishes because he's like, I don't know, panicking. We get to the hospital.
Of course.
The As soon as we get to the hospital, they're not taking me seriously because I'm a first time mom. As you know, they think
Mm-hmm.
that you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna take forever. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know, guys. It
Yep.
feels rough. They're like, that's what they all say. It's okay. And so
Of
they checked
course.
me and they're
Yeah.
like, you're only 3. It's fine. We're gonna admit you. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
So they take me upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
In that amount of time, the castor oil hits Alex because it had not. So he's
Mm.
constantly running to the bathroom.
Stop
And
right
they're like, what's
now.
wrong with your husband? So
That is
yeah. So
hilarious.
I get up to the mother baby
Oh my
floor
God.
and I'm like, you guys, I'm feeling like it hurts. Like I'm not feeling a break. So they check me again and they're like, oh my God, we're so sorry. We didn't believe you. You're a 7 now in like 10 minutes.
Mm.
And so they're
Oof.
like, okay, we're gonna
That's
need to get you
tough.
an epidural like right now. I'm like, yeah, right now. So they did that. My doctor, of course, wasn't there. I had another doctor come in
Mm.
and gave me he was like, oh, I think you'll have this baby tonight by midnight because it was like 8 p.m. And I was like, that would be great. But I brought study materials with me for school. Like I had stuff because I thought
Of
I would just
course.
be laying in bed
Mm-hmm.
chilling. No, I had her like 20
Mm-hmm.
minutes later. And he was like, hey, thanks for
Stop.
letting me have my Saturday night. I was like, you're welcome. So her whole labor was less than 4 hours from first contraction to
Oh
holding her was
my
4 hours. Yeah.
word. And do you credit this to the castor oil?
No, because I did not do that with Jay and he was faster.
What? Oh my God. Okay, I'm dying and dead, and that's the most hilarious thing I've ever heard. Um, Also, did you have a birth plan? Because this is the other thing too, especially with people that are around the medical field, in the medical field. I feel one, I'm just completely clueless and terrified of anything that bleeds or breaks or
Yeah.
body stuff. So for me, it's like totally foreign to feel like you would have even some understanding before then. Did you have any type of birth plan? Did you have any worry or were you just
I don't
ready to
think I
go?
had a birth plan because everyone I knew who had one didn't get to use it because it was just
Right.
chaos. And I'm like, what's the point? Whatever.
Right.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't have had time for one anyway. I remember like sitting on the little bouncy ball thing, which I didn't know only works until your water's broken, and mine was already broken. So I was like, this is
Mm-hmm.
not helping. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and and
Right.
Alex kept trying to touch me, like, don't touch me. I'm a very quiet laborer, so I was just like, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, no, I did not have a birth plan at all. Nope. I was like,
Oh
just get her
my
out of me
gosh.
safely. I don't care what you got to do. Just keep us alive, please.
Right, exactly. Yeah, just bare minimum, keep us alive. We
Yeah.
got the rest. Okay, so wow, amazing. And then you go back into your life and you have the gift of like a break, right, between
Yes, I had a 4-month break.
before
Hmm.
you started.
Yep.
Wow, that is really special. So it's kind of like unofficially you had a mat leave.
Yeah, I did. And I had kind of planned it that way. I said, listen, we have like 3 months to try to have her in this
Mm-hmm.
window. And if not, we're gonna have to wait till I'm out of school.
Mm-hmm.
And God was like,
Mm-hmm.
yes, I love this idea. I will give her to you. So
He's like, great plan.
yeah, like, yeah.
Okay. I okay, that is seriously incredible and so amazing. So tell me about like kind of that first year and how were you breastfeeding? How did you manage to, because how long were your shifts? They had to be,
I had three
um,
different rotations, and they were all 3 months
yeah.
long each, and they were completely different. So,
Oof.
um,
Oof.
like one was 10-hour shifts, 4 days a week, but that was a women's health place. And so they were
Oh,
very
cool.
understanding. I could pump anytime I
I
wanted.
bet.
Um, every time she
Wow.
came up for lunch, they were like, let me hold her, you know. I only had
Mm-hmm.
one clinical instructor who was not supportive at all, would not let me pump. I had to like get my school involved. That was towards the end though, so it wasn't like that big of a deal. But I am not a co-sleeper, but I
Mm-hmm.
guess I am because I did with her from 4 months on, which I don't recommend. That's not safe, but I felt like that was the only time I got with her, because I was gone from her all day and I was awful, and and she also stayed up really late. I would keep. She was like a college kid from day one. She's still like this. Like she woke up at 11:30 today. Um,
Oh
she
my
was up
God.
till like midnight watching Saved by the Bell. So, but she would stay up late and then so I still got to see her every night. And then she would
Mm-hmm.
sleep in with whoever was watching her, and that made their day easier. And then she slept with me. And Alex was very understanding of that because he was like, I know that you miss her so much. I was really worried that our bond would be affected, but it is very much not. So,
Yeah. Your bond is
yeah,
still
it's
intact,
strong.
so
Yeah.
we're
Yeah, we're good.
we're good. Oh my God, I love it. Okay, so you get
Hmm.
through that phase, which
That
is
was good.
so hard. And I think a lot of people can identify with that. For me, I had to travel. So leaving was a
Oh,
nightmare.
yeah.
I would be crying before, like the night before. I would be like so upset packing. And then I would like get out of the house, be so upset, and then like 2 days in, kind of be like, okay, everything's fine. And then I'm like back at home with
Yeah.
baby, but super, super challenging, especially when I think the rub for me was I didn't have control over the time that I
Yeah.
was away. It was like I had to be
Mhm.
away due to responsibilities, and that was like unacceptable
Yeah.
to me when I think about it with the time you want to
Yeah.
be with your kid.
No one gets it, I feel like, until you're in it. And then you're like, I'm not leaving my kid. I like, did you ever have the option to bring them with you or no?
I mean, sure, if I had
Yeah.
money to buy
That's
a
extra
ticket
money. Yeah.
plus a nanny plus a,
Yeah.
extra hotel room, like
Yeah.
sure,
No one
but
can do.
like that was not our
Right.
our
Yeah.
life. Yeah. And I think you're right. I think when you don't have that experience, and I will tell you, I mean, I've worked with women that have had kids before. I never
Yeah.
understood that what it takes to actually separate from your child when they're so
Yeah.
young, to do something like that. So that's
Yeah.
crazy.
It is
So
so
hard.
hard.
So you get out of
Mhm.
that time in your life and you graduate. What happens after?
So then I've been working at the hospital I've been working at since I was 19. I worked all the way through school there. So I easily transitioned to a physical therapist there. And then I was just working part-time, 2 days one week, 3 days the next. And my mom, dad, and mom, dad, and mother-in-law would watch Sadie on the days that I worked. Sometimes I worked Saturdays, and obviously Alex would be home, but and then I got to be
Right.
with her the rest of the time, which was great because I kind of got both worlds. I got the working mom perspective, but also the stay-at-home mom perspective. So
Yeah.
that was nice.
And tell me about that because I'm sure socially too, you would be interacting with like kind of two, maybe different groups.
Yes, very much so. People at work were like, wow, must be nice. You're only working 2 days a week. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, these are my days off. When I'm here, this is
Totally.
my day off. I was like, I get to
Totally.
pee alone and I get to eat whenever I want. Like, this, this is my adult time. Um, at home, home's much harder, but
Totally.
better. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. In the thick of it, the best of both worlds, which
Yeah.
is great. Um, so postpartum, a lot of times, not just the adjusting period, but postpartum in general. Did you feel like you had any like postpartum like depression or anxiety? Was there anything you did postpartum that you were like, this was a smart choice for me?
I did not have any baby blues or postpartum depression. Um, I feel very fortunate that I did not.
Mm-hmm.
Most of my friends did. I did not have any. Um, I don't know why. I, I just didn't. I was always extremely happy. I remember I got off of my clinical early one day that I wasn't supposed to, and my instructor was like, "Oh, you can just go shopping. Like no one knows that you're done. Like they're watching your baby till 4 anyway." And I'm like, "I'm going straight home to her. Like, are you kidding me? I'm getting an extra 4 hours with
Mm-hmm.
her. You're crazy." Like
Mm-hmm.
I was very happy to have Sadie was my little best thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is so cute. I love it so
We
much.
were very cute family
So,
at the time.
totally.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so adorable. How did you decide number two? Or how did you decide timing for number two?
I didn't want them to be too far apart.
Okay.
But I also wanted to be healed. Um, and
Mm-hmm.
also to have some time with her since I felt like I didn't get enough the first year.
Mm-hmm.
They're 2 years and 4 months apart. So
Mm-hmm.
she was like a year and a half, I guess. And I was much sicker with Jay. But again, we tried for 2 months, and on the second month, I was pregnant with him. Yeah.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
amazing. Okay, how was pregnancy second time around?
Very wild. I was sick pretty much the entire time. I had pregnancy induced bronchitis for like 2 months. So that
Oh,
was really
what? So, what is that
when your
exactly?
body,
Because I've heard of some other people
yeah,
having
your
it.
body increases mucus production, obviously, during pregnancy.
Mm,
And
yeah.
it just decided to settle in my lungs. And no one would treat me for it because I was pregnant. And the treatment is typically steroids. They didn't want to give them to me, which I didn't want to take them. Um, and then Jay was a giant baby. And I was at work one day, and my doctor's office was right across the street since I worked at the hospital. And I went over, I was like 34 weeks pregnant. And I said, "You're going to check me today, right?" And he was like, "Well, I wasn't going to, but sure." And he was like, "Okay, you're 2 centimeters dilated today." And I'm like, "What does that mean?" And he's like, "It means you're going to go over to work and you're going to tell them you're done and you're going to go home and you're going to sit on the couch." So I was on bed rest for four
Mm-hmm.
weeks with
Oh
Jay
man.
and with Sadie, a toddler running around. And so Alex and my mom had to rearrange their work schedule. So Alex would be home with me all weekend, and my mom worked only weekends during that time. So she could be home with me Monday through
Wow.
Friday. Because I literally couldn't even pick Sadie up to change her diaper.
Oh my
So that was
gosh.
a rough time. And then he was ginormous. Giant baby. He thinks it's the most hilarious story that he was so big.
I'm How big was
Nine
he?
eight.
Whoa, that is
And he was
huge.
early. He was 5 days early.
Okay. And did he come on his own?
Yes, I was supposed to be induced the following day because they were like, "He's getting really big in there. We're gonna need to get him out." And I was like, "Okay." But the day before, I just felt not great. And Alex and Sadie had gone to get donuts. It was a Sunday. And I texted him, I'm like, "You're gonna have to come back and take me to the hospital right now." And so
Mm-hmm.
they had told me, they're like, "You might have this baby in a parking lot. Like, you had Sadie really quick. You need to get to the hospital." So I got there and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
"Give me the epidural right now." And they're like, everyone says, I'm like, "No, I'm serious. There should be a note in there. Like, let's speed this along. So they had someone like waiting outside my door. So as soon as I got up there, he came in, gave me the epidural. I almost didn't get it in time. My blood pressure plummeted. I had to be on oxygen. They had to give me a big fluids because I was like barely coherent. Um, I gave birth in a room full of 12 people because they thought
Why?
that he was gonna have to, I was that they were gonna have to do a C-section. Um, and so Nikki was in there, a
How?
surgical team was in there. I had no idea. I was so out of it. And they had to use the vacuum because he got stuck on my pubic bone. So he had a little weird
Mm-hmm.
misshapen head for a little while. But he didn't have to have a helmet. He was just had a little wonky head.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, good times.
Oh my God.
And
Good
my doctor
times.
wasn't there for that either. Some other doctor was there,
Uh-huh, of course.
and I didn't understand the severity of what was happening. Um, but she used the vacuum. She was like, "Where are you feeling pain?" I was like, "Not where you'd think." I was like, "I feel it in my ribs. Like I can feel his feet in there."
Mm.
And she was like, "I'll be right back." And she went, and in came all the people, and she's like, "We're gonna scare him with the vacuum." And I was like, "Okay, do whatever you gotta
Mm-hmm.
do." And they
Mm-hmm.
vacuumed him out, and one tug, and he came out.
So what had happened?
He's ginormous, and I'm not. So
I see,
yeah,
I
so
see, I see. It was just like his size
his
going
head
down
was
the birth
like
canal. It was like
huge.
too
Yeah,
much.
it couldn't clear my pubic bone, I guess. So they had to yank him out. And yeah. Yeah. Oh, he's hearing me tell this story and he just yelled, it did not,
Oh my
he
God,
said
tell
it
me.
did not feel good. Like he remembers being yanked out.
Been so cute. That is nuts. Okay, so for you, I mean, you have one and you're like, I want to have the
Mhm.
second one together. Did you know after having him that it would be your final baby?
Well, I was told that it would probably not be a good idea for me to have a third because of his size. Sadie was 8 pounds.
Really?
He was 9.5. And they're like, you're on trend for an
Hmm.
11-pound baby. Like you could die. I'm like, I'm good.
Oh
I'm
my
like, I'm good.
God.
Thank you. Yeah,
Interesting. Okay, that is crazy, and you're fine with
fine
two.
with two. Happy, very happy with two.
So how did the transition? Okay, I have a question for you. Was 0 to 1 harder or 1 to 2 harder?
I guess 1 to 2, but I didn't really feel like either one of them was hard. It felt natural. I don't know. I was
Yeah.
really worried, I think as most moms are with their first child, that A, they won't have enough love for both. Like I've heard a lot of people say
Yeah.
that, but that's a non-issue. You instantly have like quadruple to give. I'm sure you know that. Um, but then I
Yeah.
also didn't want her to feel like she was being replaced. She was so little. That first night I was ever away from her was when I was having Jay in the hospital. So when
Oh.
she came to the hospital, I didn't want her to see me in bed with Jay. I thought that would feel
Mm-hmm.
like a betrayal. So I had Alex hide
Mm-hmm.
behind a curtain holding Jay. So she came in.
Mm-hmm.
I actually tell everyone to do this who has a second kid because it was so good. She came in, got right in bed with me. She was like, "Mommy," and I said, "I have a present for you." She's like, "You do?" I was like, "Do you want a baby?" And she was like, "Yeah." And so then Alex came out, gave the baby directly to her. Like we had her all set up, and I was like, "This is your baby. Like this is your
Wow.
baby." And she was like,
Mm-hmm.
and like she to this day is like his second mom. Like he would wake up from a nap if I wasn't home, like someone else was there. Um, she was the next best thing. Like if he was upset, if she was like, "Oh, JJ, it's okay," like,
Oh my
okay,
gosh, cute.
yeah. So, but she always treated him as like her baby.
Her baby.
His background.
Ah, that is such a good. I love it. That's such a good tip, and I think that's really especially when they're old enough to have a conversation, to understand what's happening, to realize that there's change that's going to happen. I think that's really great. Is there anything else in that moment of time that you could like tell somebody that's maybe like on the brink of having their second, or like some good tips?
I also feel like having separate time for the older one. I remember like shortly
Mm,
after once I felt good enough to walk because I did not for a while after that giant head. Where is it? Yeah. Um, I didn't, I took her out for donuts. Like we try to have some special time. She hated naps from like the beginning. So she stopped taking naps pretty early on. And so then whenever he had a nap, she and I would have some time together to hang out. That's,
yeah, have the one-on-one
yeah.
time. Do you guys still do that?
Yeah, so actually their school really helps facilitate that. They both have a mother-son and a father-son event at school. And then when we have those days, the other one takes the other one out. Okay, Jake, I love you. Bye. Um, and they same with Sadie, they have a mother-daughter, father-daughter thing as well. And so we get like 4 special nights a year. Just that the school helps facilitate, which is really nice.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
But last year, Sadie and I
Yeah,
went
that
to the Disney Christmas party by ourselves. We took Jay this past year to Halloween Horror Nights
cute.
by himself because Sadie and I go to New York City every year. It's like a
So
special
cute.
mother-daughter trip. So, Mom, don't forget Aunt Peg. Oh yeah, well, my aunt's there too, but
Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, so talk to me about travel, because obviously that's a big part of your life. This is a big part of how I know you. One, because you're in my neighborhood, so lucky
yeah,
me. But two, because online, that is like some of the stuff that you put forward. I want to talk to you about
yeah.
travel. One, travel with kiddos, your just personal philosophy on travel, and then just all the things.
Okay, so I feel like traveling with kids, it's hard, but just do it. You know, and people say to me all the time, or I've heard people say a lot, like, why spend the money if they're not going to remember it? Yeah, but you will. Like, you're going to remember it. You're going to remember the face they made when they saw something cool for the first time. And it's going to be memories that you're going to have forever. They like that, I feel like is so important. And then when they do remember it, and they love looking at the pictures, even though they don't remember, they pretend
Of
like they
course.
remember, you know? But they
Yeah.
love having those pictures and telling people, like, I went here when I was a baby. I did this. I think it's important to start them young also, because my kids are pro travelers. Like Jay is the ultimate packer. He packs everything
Oh my
he
God.
needs. He's very good about that. But something I think is very important, and I tell everyone this with kids, is that if you are not taking a parent trip without the kids, you're missing out because that's, I feel like, so important. Alex and I take 2 a year. I think that's a game changer for marriages and surviving parenthood together because you need that time of like full nights of sleep and to remember that you guys are a couple and not just parents. So
Mm.
me and Alex are very like serious about that. We take 2 a year minimum, not long trips. The longest we've done is 6 nights for our 10-year anniversary last year, and it was too long for me. I had a little bit of anxiety being away from them that long. Um,
I know.
but uh, 4 days was like perfect.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay, I love this. How did you get into this travel piece?
I've traveled since I was their age. My dad was really into travel. My aunt has been taking me to New York
Mm,
City every year since I was in college. That was our thing. So now we just bring
cute.
Sadie with us. Um, I went on missions trips with my um, church youth group to Costa Rica when I was 13. Like, travel's
Hmm.
always been really something I enjoy. I am very happy doing, and I wanted them to enjoy that as well. I know people who are scared to travel. I never wanted that to be for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted them to have like all the experiences with me. Like I want to be the first person you go to Europe with and
Oh my God, totally.
share that with them. So, um, I I I didn't know travel agents were really still a thing, I feel like. And then I saw some people
Yeah.
popping up doing it and I was like, you know what, I could do that. But I like to have control. So I opened my own agency because I like to do what I want to do and sell where I want to sell. And I have a lot more control over that now, which is nice.
That is the coolest thing ever. So you opened your own travel agency, but still doing some PT work because, doing all the things.
Yeah.
And the travel, how did you even come to think of opening your own agency? That seems like so foreign
I
to me.
looked up some like host agencies, but I didn't like it. Like it's either a
Right.
multi-level marketing type deal or
Sure.
that's not for me personally. Good for you if that's what you like. It's not for me. Um,
Right.
I like to I'm very goal oriented. I'm very self-motivated. I've always, I feel like, had an entrepreneurial spirit. And it just made more sense, I feel like, for me to do it this way. It was very hard. I've had to build relationships with every single destination that I sell. Like, no one's doing that for me. Um,
Wow.
but Alex has his MBA and he's a CPA. So he helps me with all the business side of it because I wouldn't have known the first thing about that, like forming the LLC and
Right.
yeah. And the kids love that I'm at home.
Oh, I
Yeah.
bet. Okay, so you open your own travel agency, which is just the coolest thing ever, and I'm so excited that I get to champion
Oh, thank
that
you.
of yours. That's really awesome. What do you specialize in on travel?
Lots of family travel. I can do anywhere. Um, but I do the most cruises and the most Disney, I would say. I'm at Disney at least once a month, if not more. We're just Disney people. So I know pretty much everything there is to know about that. I'm really an expert at that. And I'm on a cruise, at least one cruise a year as well. So
Why would people want to book through an agent, specifically
yeah.
you, versus just going online and booking?
If you go online and book, I mean, you can do that, but I get the same exact prices, sometimes better than what online can do. I always give some sort of gift as well, like onboard credit for cruises or like travel treats like Starbucks, things like that. Sometimes an amenity in a room. But then I'm also there if you have an issue and I deal with it on your behalf. Like I had a
Whoa.
client this weekend who stayed at a hotel where there was just some bad things that happened and I called and got them a refund. They didn't have to deal with it,
Oh my God,
which
amazing.
is nice because then, and you don't pay me anything. Like no one pays me. I get paid by destinations. I don't get paid by my clients. So it's more like, why wouldn't you book with me?
Yeah. I mean,
Like a
please.
no-brainer.
I have a list of things I needed to pick your brain about. And the last night when I saw you, or 2 nights
Yeah.
ago, I was like, oh, I didn't ask her. So, you know,
Yeah.
things are coming your way from me too.
Cool.
For travel, because I think that's a big thing. And I was sharing with you offline. We had just gotten back from
Yes.
a family
Yeah.
reunion
Mhm.
trip, and it was a long time, or felt like it was a long
Yeah.
trip. Like it was a full week, 2 weekends on the
Yep.
end, like big
Extended
trip.
trip. Yeah.
And yeah, and we had never traveled as a family like that
Yeah.
before. And again, like my kiddos are 3.5 and 2.5. So we had never done that type of a trip before. And I was sharing with you, there were elements of that trip where I was like, oh, I get it. I get why people want to do a family
Yeah.
trip because the weekends away to do whatever we were doing, a wedding, a family, whatever, with our
Yeah.
kiddos was always this very
Action
exhausting,
packed.
action packed, like chores, like long
That's
nights, like
not a
where you're just like,
vacation.
why do people choose this? Yes, exactly. Why
It's
do
not.
people choose to do this? So, okay, so talk to me about like, what is that difference? When do you think is a good time to start traveling with your kids? Like, when do you think is a good time to do family trips? What's kind of like your philosophy on that?
I think it's your comfort level. If you yourself have anxiety about travel, I would say start very small, do local road trips before you ever step foot on a
Ooh,
plane. Just there's so many
yeah.
things to do in wherever your home state is. I feel like I would start there. And but I think the earlier the better. Like the more
Yeah.
experiences you can give them, why not? And it really is a
Yeah.
time that as a mom, when you go somewhere, you're not making dinner. You don't have to wake up at a certain
Oh,
time. Like you guys can all snuggle in your hotel bed if you want to. It's a very
mm-hmm.
slower, vibe. And we are all in a better mood when we are out traveling. Like we thrive doing that. But I feel like if you go into it, like we need to do this by 9, this by 11, that's not that's not my vibe personally. I like to
Mm-hmm.
actually vacation on my vacation, you know.
Ugh, I that is such a good tip. Um, that is such a good tip because what's funny is from this most recent experience, we had like 3 days with very loose
Yeah,
plans,
you need that.
if like zero
Yeah.
commitments, and that alone gave me anxiety because I was like, oh, these kids are gonna be wild. Like we gotta get their energy out,
Yeah.
all this kind of
But those were
stuff.
the best days.
When in those were the best days.
Yeah.
Okay, why is that? Why is that?
Because I feel like it's kind of like that thing where if the kids aren't allowed to be bored, they're not creative, and it
Mm-hmm.
gives you the opportunity to be like, well, let's play a board game. Let's run around.
Right.
Like I remember we went to a hotel recently and they had this big astroturf area and we had family races and we just like in front of all these other guests, we were just like racing back and forth as fast as we could across the astroturf. And like they still talk about that. It's like the most mundane things that are the most memorable
Mm-hmm.
sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Oh my God.
I feel like you have expectations too when you have an itinerary. And if you and they're usually high, like we need to enjoy all of these things. We're only here once. We have to see all of them. And then if you don't, you feel disappointed or maybe like the trip wasn't a success. I just feel like if you take it slower, it's all around more enjoyable for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that is just, yeah. So, a couple of things I'm hearing from you that I just want to like point
Yeah.
out because I think they're so valuable is this idea around expectation, too, either to be busy or to not, or that hustle of like, oh, you've got to give everywhere. We got to get the perfect
Yeah.
picture, all of
Yeah.
that. You're kind of saying, let that
Yeah.
go.
Let it go.
And then the other thing is to just do it, which I really love. And I think your tip on saying, understand your own anxiety first, figure out what is kind of those steps for
Yeah.
you, and then bring your kiddos along.
Yeah.
I am dying to get my kids abroad. I don't know when. The idea that I've like casually talked about is like maybe like 6 or 7. Thoughts on bringing kiddos abroad?
I was actually just
Because that feels like bigger than just, up the street.
My kids have not been to Europe yet.
Okay.
We are going to Hawaii in August though. So that's going to be their first lengthy plane ride.
Yeah.
Um, but I think that they're both, 6 and 9 are at excellent ages for that. I feel like even 5 would have been okay. Um, Definitely I think out of diapers for like that long of a plane ride. I know a lot of people do it.
Please.
Um,
Yeah.
but for me,
Mm-hmm.
um, and Jay had some, I probably would have gone earlier, but Jay had some health scares 2 years ago. And it
Oh no.
just gave me, he's fine, but it just gave me
Mm-hmm.
anxiety because it happened while we were on a trip to Chicago.
Oh
And
gosh. Okay.
so it didn't happen till we got back, but it started there. And so I just, I still have some travel anxiety. Like when we go places, I'm like, "You're okay, right, Jay? Like you're okay?" And he's like, "Yes."
Mm-hmm.
But we still
Mm-hmm.
do it, even though I'm anxious about it sometimes. Like we're still out there doing it because I feel like it's important,
Mm-hmm.
and we're just gonna work through it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I I think if you're comfortable with it, do it. It's all about what you're comfortable
Oh,
with.
I am obsessed with that. Okay. And then for cruises, tell me about that. And actually, before you do, let me tell you what I want. So, for
Yeah.
cruises, the reason I'm asking you
Hmm.
is I did not take a cruise for the longest time. And kind of the crew that I was hanging out with was like, why would you ever take a cruise? Blah, 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 blah. And then I was working for a company and their annual is always on a cruise, which I was like, oh, cool. And like, please, what a rad idea.
Yeah.
I will tell you, I had a blast
Yeah.
and it was super fun. And as I was actually personally experiencing the cruise for myself as a first
Yeah.
timer and as an adult, I could see how fun this could be with family, even
Yeah.
close
Hmm.
friends, to do a cruise for so many
So
reasons.
many.
So many. So I would love just like a quick little, like, I don't know, thoughts from you with maybe like why a cruise would be a nice way to either do a first family vacay or to at least do a one family vacay.
Well, if you have little kids, it's nice because you're contained, and but
Totally.
there's also if you do the nice family cruises like Royal Caribbean or Disney, they have excellent kids care. So you can go let them play for 2 hours while you and your
Mm-hmm.
husband or you and your spouse get a date
Mm-hmm.
for 2 hours. And then
Mm-hmm.
it's like a win-win. They get some time, you get some
Mm-hmm.
time, then you can all have family time. I also feel like a lot of travel anxiety for people comes from getting one destination to the next. I like how you just
Yeah.
get on a cruise, you wake up and you're at the place. Then you get back on. You get it to see it for a day, then you go to the next place.
Mm-hmm.
I really like it too because it's like a little taste of each location, and then you can be like, I would really like to revisit this place specifically. Maybe in the
Mm-hmm.
future I'll take an extended trip just to there. Um, I like that. And I like not having to drive or get on a train or a bus or figuring all of that out or missing a connection, I like just
Oh, yeah.
getting on and going. And my kids loved the cruise that they went on. Loved it.
Mm.
Yeah.
I am going to switch gears a little
Okay.
bit. For you, when you take a look at kind of where you are now and how motherhood has shaped you, what are some things, and even parenthood in general, what are some things that maybe have impacted that role in your life?
Okay. I mean, I tell Sadie this all the time because she's my oldest, that I'm like, listen, I've never been a mom to a 9-year-old before. Like, I don't know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing. Just like you've never been a 9-year-old
Mm-hmm.
before. I've never had a 9-year-old. I'm like, I had you figured out at 8, but now you're 9, and there are things that I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. And so I just feel like my mom was a really good mom, still is a really good mom.
Mm-hmm.
And she really helped shape the mom that I am. But she
Mm-hmm.
always told me everything, whether I was, like whatever she felt like I was ready to hear, she would tell me. And I try to do that with my kids. Like if they ask me a question and I think they're ready to hear the answer, I'll give it to them.
Mm-hmm.
Because honesty is extremely important to me and I want them to trust me and know that if they need to know something that they know that I'm the one that they can come to.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's being their mom is like my favorite part of me. So I love being around them. I don't put them in summer camps. They're home with me all summer. Do they drive me insane?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very much. But like, I love those little boogers.
I love that. When you think about advice that you would give yourself before parenthood, motherhood, what is some advice that you would give yourself?
I think the biggest thing to like prepare for is you have no idea what it's like to live with your heart outside of your body. Like,
Mm,
you have no idea until it happens. And then they're just out there and you worry about everything. You worry about what friends they're going to make and if their teacher is being nice to them and did they eat their lunch at school today? And like, is that tooth going to fall out while they're sleeping and they're going to choke and die? Like, because we're in that stage right now. You know, so I just like, just be prepared to never stop worrying.
yeah, totally.
Um, yeah, that it's more I it's like a more fulfilling than you could imagine, I think. Hard, definitely hard,
I think
but
I I love that. That actually like gives me a little bit of goosies because that couldn't resonate more. And back in the day when I only had a cat, I would tell people, get a pet. It enriches your life. Like I can't imagine my life without a pet.
yeah,
And then just take that and times it
a
by
million. Yeah,
quadrillion, gajillion, and have like these
yeah,
kiddos. And that word fulfilling is like so expansive.
yeah. You don't even know, until you're there, um, that that's how it's going to be. Um, and that I think the other thing is to just, no matter what your parenting style is, or, as long as you're there, that it's going to be okay, I think. Like, as long as you make yourself available to your kids, that I think they're probably not going to be too messed up.
Right.
Um, I think a lot of people worry about that they're doing too much screen time, or they're not doing enough this, or not doing enough that, or they're not eating enough vegetables. Like, whatever. As long as you're there for them and they know that and you give them all the love that you can, like, I think that's the most important thing. And so instead of beating yourself up about it, just enjoy them at each stage
Hmm.
because it's so quick. And actually, I was just talking to my friend about this because she's the exact same type of mom as me. Um,
Hmm.
and she was like, I think it's important for people to know that every stage, whether good or bad, is temporary. She's like, so those
Mm.
moms that are stuck in the no sleep, it seems endless, but it's temporary. And then all of a sudden you're sleeping through the night and you're like, oh, I kind of miss them. Like, that's over?
Yeah.
Like, you don't need me at night anymore? Like, okay, you know? And you will get through it always,
Mm.
you know. It's just something we all go through. You're not alone in it. Um, and I do also think that that's important too, is that you choose moms that are similar to you in their parenting styles, because then everyone will you'll all be on the same page. And that's helpful to get support from someone who knows what you do. They do the same thing. Not that everyone's the same, obviously, and it's good to have different perspectives, but I feel like
Right.
similar styles.
So talk to me about that. Like as you choose mom friends or as you pull people close to you?
I think naturally, like I've just found moms that are similar to me.
Yeah.
I have come across some moms that do not like their kids, you know,
Hmm.
or call them names, or that's
Oh, sad.
it's just maybe being a mom wasn't what they thought, or I don't know.
Right.
But if you find the moms that genuinely just like love to be around their kids, and you do too, that makes everything so much easier, you know? Because then it's,
Oh.
'cause sometimes it's hard for me because I sometimes I see people that are not the same kind of mom, and which is fine, but it's when it's like that, I don't like that, you know.
I am obsessed with what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I just want to like put it in the spotlight because I think this is so powerful. And, you know, for us, we've moved places
Yeah.
and you can
Yeah, a
see a
lot.
lot.
Yeah.
You see a lot and you're just kind of like, ooh, that doesn't align with me, or ooh, I really love
Yes.
what they're doing. I want more of that, or like I want to be around more of that, or oh, that's what, you know, a healthy dynamic
Yeah.
could look like.
Yeah.
I think I think you're right. The power of that surrounding yourself with people that are going to support you
Yeah.
through this time in our lives
Mhm.
is so important, to choose those ones that are healthy and
Yeah.
an example and somebody that you can respect in what they're doing
Yeah.
versus the ones that you can't. And there is so it's like underrated to talk about how important that is.
Yeah. I really I do think it's important. And you have to find your village or your, you just have to get out there, join the groups that you're interested in, like a book club or, something like that, where you can find someone who's similar mindset to you, because you will find someone, you'll be drawn to each other. And the moms that I've met that are like that are just, they're there for me if I need them immediately. Like, and that's so, and they get it. Like they get exactly what I'm saying because they feel the exact same way. And I think that that's crucial to serve, maintaining your sanity.
Oh my god, seriously.
Yeah.
Okay. Beautiful. So well said. So well spoken. What a nugget of advice. And I think one that I think for anyone that's maybe entering motherhood or very new to motherhood, I think hearing that from you is is I hope is like an alarm. I hope it's just like broadcasted everywhere, because I cannot like underestimate how important it is to either have healthy examples or examples that you're striving for,
Yeah.
or to say like, oh, I respect or appreciate how they're handling stuff, and to be around it. Find a way to be around that,
But then you can
because
also go to them and be like, I'm struggling with this part of being a mom. Like,
yes.
how are you doing what you're doing? Like, help
Yes.
me. I like what you're doing. I want to do that. Or vice versa. And I think I've done that. And I'm never afraid to do that because I trust these women,
Right.
and they're always so happy to share, and I think we're all in it together, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
Oh my god, so good.
yeah.
So good. Is there any like, I don't know, like myth or like kind of thing that rubs you the wrong way, where you're like, I wish this like little attitude would go away around parenthood or motherhood?
I don't know. Um, I, well, when people say stay-at-home moms have it easy, that really, no, they don't. Like,
Okay, tell me about that.
you could,
Go off.
I feel like there's a lot of people out there that are like, oh, you're a stay-at-home mom. Like, what do you do all day? What do I not do all day? Like, are you kidding me? And obviously I'm working from home, but a lot of people like stay-at-home mom's the hardest job. It's full time, 24/7, and you don't get the adult outlet whenever you want it. You have to find childcare to go to the gym. You have to, you know what I mean? Like you have to find someone to watch your kid just so you can go to your regular doctor's appointments. You know,
Oh my god.
so like
Right.
please don't, you're allowed to leave work for a dentist appointment. I have to find someone that I trust to watch my child for an hour and a half while I go get a filling.
Right.
And I feel like now that they're in school, that's easier, but I had to do that. And I also felt because my parents were taking so many turns watching them while I was working, that I felt like I couldn't ask for them to watch for the other times. My mom always helped when she could, but like she works too. She's a nurse. So like her
Right.
days off were limited. And, you know, my mother-in-law lives in Tampa. She would always help if I needed her to, but she's over an hour away. So I'd have to like
Right.
have Alex come home for lunch and I would go, and it's just very different, and you're the prime parent. You're the responsible one for everything. You're managing your own schedule, probably your spouse's schedules, and your kids'
Totally.
schedules, your dinners, the lunches, the groceries. Like the mental load of it, I feel like is, I mean, studies have shown it's the hardest job. But so when people are like, oh, she's a stay-at-home mom, I'm like, you couldn't do it.
I totally agree. Yeah. You're like, if you have to roll your eyes at that job, trust me, you can't do it.
You absolutely can't do it. So, okay, whatever you say.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I'm
So I
dead.
guess that's the one where I'm like, no.
Yeah, that's a really good one to bring up. I think that I think when you do not have kids and you envision like what that stay-at-home life would be like, I think you have a very different
Of
idea
course. Yeah.
of what that looks like,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Um, and then when you get to have these magical little souls
I
in your
know.
life,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see now.
Yeah. That is true. And I think that's anyone. Like I had ideals of what I thought it would be like, and I'm like, oh no,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
You know. I think the other one that I just thought of is that when you do have a kid and you complain like, "Oh man, I'm so tired" or something,
Hmm.
I have had people be like, "You wanted it. Why are you complaining? It's something you wanted." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I can still be tired. Like just because I didn't want it doesn't mean it's not hard occasionally."
Oh my God. Okay. Keep going because I think you're totally right.
Yeah. I just feel like even though it's my most favorite thing in the world, I absolutely still need a break. I so I guess in that case you want that mom group to so you can vent to them
Mm.
because they understand. I think then I think you probably never even need therapy because if you're just talking, you get it all out and then you're like, "Oh, I feel so much better. Someone understands me," you know?
Oh my God, it's so true.
Yeah.
You guys, moms are solving all the problems. You guys, seriously, we don't even need therapy anymore. Just like come
Yeah.
and talk to each
Let's
other.
just all have a little, yes, let's talk some, get it all out. Okay. Yep. I feel you. You're not alone. You're not crazy. Yep. Yeah.
You know what's interesting when you say that is, and we're doing it right now.
Yeah.
And every conversation we do it. So this is
True.
no nothing. It's just an observation.
Yeah.
But like we with every like I'm obsessed with you, baby, there's also I'm very tired when I look at you. Or like I'm obsessed with you, baby, but I still need a break sometimes.
Hmm.
Or I'm loving this role in my life, but it isn't my entire being, right?
Yeah.
And it's so crazy because one, you're right. It's okay to have that safe space to be able to say, I'm having a bad day.
Yeah.
I actually need to leave my house. Like, goodbye.
Hmm.
And then the next day be like, oh my gosh, I miss everybody so badly.
Yeah.
There's this like funny thing where it's like you can't like what you're saying. Like to say that you're tired is very valid. And for some reason, there's this internal like apology or
Yeah.
guilt around saying that.
Yeah. Of course. Mom guilt is huge. Always. You're always going to have it. No matter what you do, you're going to have it. Um,
Yeah.
and I have had days like that, especially during the summer when I'm home 24/7, you know, where my husband
Right.
will come home and I'll be like, I'm going to Home Goods. Goodbye. I'm like, but as I'm walking out the door, one or both kids are like, I want to come. And I'm like, okay,
Of course.
you know, and so I
Yeah.
bring them like, because I don't actually want to be away from them. I just need to like
Right.
get out of the house or
You need a beat.
do
Hmm.
something else. And taking one is always easier than taking two. But
So true. Hmm. Oh my God. So good. Okay. Yes. Love that. Okay. With kind of this piece of the convo,
mhm.
is there anything that you wished I would have asked you or something that you want to like share or say?
Um, so I asked Alex the questions, like some typical like parent questions, and he had a really funny
Yes.
answer. Is
Tell
that
me.
it was like, what advice would you have for parents? And he was
Yes.
like, pick the games that cost your kids more energy than they cost you. He was
Ooh,
he
yes.
said, I see these newbie dads out there that are like picking their kids up and like running around the yard. He's like, no, no. He's like, you're wasting your energy, and guess what? They're gonna still have more when you're done. He's like, so he's like, pick the games where it costs them more energy than it costs you. Our kids'
Mm.
favorite thing to do right now is to massage our backs by walking on it. 10 out of 10, recommend.
Hot tip. Okay.
Because then you get something out of it and they get some energy and they think it's hilarious. So they like walk up and down our backs and they like laugh about it, or like they climb around on us, or I don't know. You can get some really good tips from Bluey, I feel like. He's like,
Okay.
the dad is like, any game that I can play laying down, go.
Totally.
But like you
Uh,
you have to do that, or else you're gonna be tired after an hour and they're not.
hmm
So
Yes,
I was
I
like, that's a
agree.
really good dad tip, honey.
Yeah. Hot tip for the daddos. I agree. We did this thing where I was like, let me build an obstacle course for you. And I
Yes.
like went insane. I was like, you carry this giant ball across here and then you have to sprint over there. And then I was like, and I'm going to time it. So now I just sit and manage the time as
Yep.
I watch you guys go
Yep.
insane.
Because then you're preserving your energy and they're getting theirs out.
Ah, so good. So wise.
Yeah,
I love
it's the
it.
best. Oh, or you could like um hide like items around the house and be like, I had hid 10 red items, go find them.
Oh, that's such a good
You
one.
know what I mean? Like, enjoy. Bring them to me when you're done. You'll get a sticker or something. I don't know. Some fruit
Oh
snacks.
my God, I love it. I love it. Um, okay, what if you could describe parenting in one word, what would it be?
I mean, for me, I just feel like it was my destiny to be
Uh,
like, this is all I really ever wanted to do. Everything else is just to make their life better, or to make me more available to them. Do they say that I'm on the phone too much? Probably, but at least I'm here. Um, but I would say that this is just where I was meant to be. I'm very happy doing it. I feel very blessed to be able to do it.
yeah, beautiful. And dude, it's so good. Okay, and then where do you feel in your life right now that you're totally crushing it?
I mean, I don't think I ever feel like I'm totally crushing it, and but I don't ever feel like I'm totally failing it either. But I think that's important because then you're not like pushing to grow.
Mhm.
Because if you feel like you're totally crushing it, I will say the honesty. I'm very honest with my kids.
I love that.
They know what's up. Um, and I tell them more than most people tell their kids probably. I have harder conversations with them than, but I just want them to be ready. Like I've shown them videos of kids getting kidnapped.
Oh God.
Because I'm like, I'm serious when I say to hold my hand in this parking lot. Like,
You want to see why? What could happen?
yeah. I'm like, listen, I'm not making it up. I think they think they have these like perfect little lives. I think they think, okay, mom,
Right.
like whatever you say. I'm
Right.
like, no, this happens. I think I feel very confident in that area. But everything else, I feel like I could always improve, you know.
Ugh, dude, no, it's perfect. I love it. Thank you so much. Thanks for your time,
Thank you
sharing your
for having me.
story,
It was fun.
hanging out.
Thanks for listening to It's a Circus. If today's episode made you feel a little less alone, share it with a friend who might need it too. We are building something amazing at the Turner Brothers Circus, an entire space designed for parents to find connection, laughter, and support. I'd love for you to be a part of it. Remember, you're doing better than you think. Stay grounded, stay real, and embrace that beautiful mess. And as always, the show must go on. Until next time.